this is Joanna from Tarot with Joanna, here to do another reading. Hello, hello, hello. So Aries, in today's reading, I am going to give you two of the Denise Lynn Oracle cards, do your reading, and then clarify it. So let us get started. All right, Aries, so take what resonates with you and leave the rest. This is going to be for Aries, 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 Aries. All right, let's do this. Two cards for Aries for their highest good. All right, and we have take a risk, venture forward, great adventure. Wow. Okay, so really, try to do something different. Try to have like I feel like you're gonna have that opportunity to do something different, and I feel like just do it. Just do it. Take a chance is what they're saying. Take a chance, take a leap. And then you have answering the call. The time is now. Wow. Okay, so if you're working on your dreams or your plans if you have something that you want to create, to put out there, the time is now to start. It's like they're telling you, hey, get working on your dreams, get working on what you wanted to create. Remember that house you wanted to buy. Remember that business you wanted to do. Remember those courses you wanted to take. The time is now, okay? They're telling you. The time is now. You're answering the call is here for you to do it. Good, good. All right, so let us see what's going on. I'm sorry, Aries. I meant Aries. All right, I just did the Taurus reading, that's why. All right, Aries, so take what resonates with you and leave the rest. All righty. Aries. One card for Aries for the current. Oh. One for the situation. One for the past or now. One for what's hidden. Wow. The hopes and fears. What you need to do now. What you need to work on, and the outcome. Wow. Okay. All right, Aries. So, oh my goodness. All right, I'm going to take the last card. So you do have a lot on your mind. The Nine of Swords came out. I feel like you're going through a lot right now, and we all are. The planets are changing. The truths are coming out. You're seeing clearly now. So a lot of things are changing. Okay, so just know that. Okay, so you start off with the Six of Wands here. The Six of Wands is talking about there was success there. People looking at you, seeing you get all the doing your work and being successful, just accomplishing what you set out to do, right? You do have the Seven of Pentacles here. I feel like you're trying to choose your next step, like what you're going to do next. For the past or now, I do feel like this is now. The Nine of Pentacles is here, and I feel like you're very independent. You know how to do things. You're very independent. You know how to do things, but you need to also trust yourself on things, okay? On the choices that you're making. You do have the Six of Cups here. Six of Cups is talking about in what's hidden. There could be some kind of apology coming back to you, as I'm feeling. I also feel like you're definitely thinking about the past, being very nostalgic. You have the King of Pentacles here for the hopes and fears. You want that strong foundation. You want that material success. You just want it all. But I feel like you know what you need to do. Okay, something about that. And then here you have the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups is saying that you're very disconnected right now. I feel like you're not really paying attention. I feel like you're just like overthinking a lot, because you did get this card here, which is the Nine of Swords. You know, you're worried about things, you know, you're overthinking, you have a lot in your mind right now. You do have the Ace of Swords here. The Ace of Swords is talking about, you know, maybe speaking your truth about things, you know, maybe you can't really clearly think, you know, maybe you're in your mind a lot because it's something that you need to work on. And I feel like it's about speaking your truth. Um, you do have for the outcome, you do have the 10 of Swords. You know, something painful is coming to an end, or you're going through something painful right now. I feel like there's some kind of situation here that you've been going through, and I feel like, you know, you're really, you yourself are seeing clearly. You know, you're like you're changing in a lot of ways, and this is what that transformation that we were all going through this month, which is September, right? We were going through all this transformation because things are leaving our lives that we no longer are doing, you know, and that's the old ways that they don't want us to stay in. You know, we are literally moving forward. Okay, so let's clarify the cards. Aries, take what resonates with you and leave the rest. This is for Aries, Spirit. Aries, Aries, Aries. For the highest good, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Why is the Six of Wands here? Why is Six of Wands? Wow. Okay. So, wow. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to put it out there. I'm just going to tell you what I'm getting, the messages that I'm getting. Okay. So you do have the Six of Wands here, and I feel like there has been a lot of success for you. You know, you've been, you know, doing all the work, working hard, because you do have the Eight of Pentacles, you know, receiving the abundance, you know, stuff like that. But I feel like there are people that are still jealous around you. I don't know if I said this in the last reading, but I know that, you know, there's still like a lot of people that do not like you, that do not like your success, that do not like that, you know, you're up in the higher realm than they are, you know, and and I feel like it's towards your career or whatever it is that you're doing, because I feel like there's some kind of jealousy here. They're watching you. They're watching your every move, and they're wishing you to fail, you know, but you're not. You're not. You're going to be successful. You have that success because you do the work. You're very hardworking. You know, you want want to reach that material success. You're not over there, you know, talking during lunch or not doing your work so everybody has to pick up your slack. You're not doing that. You know, you're showing that you know how to work and make the effort, and that's good. And I feel like that you were going through all that. I also feel like for some of you guys, you're leaving a career because you have the Ten of Swords here again. You know, the Ten of Swords is talking about that, you know, it's been hard. You know, it's hard. It's hard to deal with things like this. It's hard to change work. It's hard to leave a career. It's hard. It's just hard to do, you know, because it changes your whole entire life. You know, but the thing is that it's going to happen. Something like that is going to happen. You know, something is coming to an end, you know, and it could be that, you know, these people are not going to be around you anymore. It could be that, you know, you're going to, you know, just like don't not care and just like whatever, you know, be jealous, you know, la 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 la, you know, be jealous. It doesn't matter. All that's coming to an end because something here is coming to an end. So just know that. And it could be hurtful because, you know, you didn't expect it, or it could be anything. It could be a relationship, it could be your career, it could be something, but something definitely is coming to an end. But that's a good thing, because when something comes to an end, there's always a new beginning, and you do have this card twice, so there is definitely something that will come to an end. So just know that. You know, even though it's gonna be hard and painful, it's still gonna something is gonna come to an end. And for some of you guys, you won't even realize it. You'll be just like, oh, that ended good. I didn't want to deal with that no more, you know. So just know that. You have the Seven of Pentacles here, and why is the Seven of Pentacles here? One more card. That's crazy. You are, like I said, you know, remember how I said you're going through a huge transformation. We all are going through a huge, but some of us are going through a really big transformation. And that means that we are literally changing inside and out, very, very, very deep. You start off with this card, which is the Seven of Pentacles, and you are trying to decide what your next step is. What am I going to do next after this? What am I going to go? What do I want to do? What does Aries want to do? Do they want to go venture on themselves? Do they want to save money? Do they want to travel? What is it that they want to do? Do they want to move? Ask yourself these questions, because that's what you're doing right now. You're really take your time with everything, okay? Because you are going through this huge transformation, and it shows. There's this, the way why there's endings is because you're going through this, and that's that transformation, the Death card. We're no longer, we're not staying in the same place anymore. We're not. Were used to be in our lives are not in our lives anymore. People that were our boyfriends, girlfriends, wives, husbands, some of them are leaving. People that, some people are even passing away. And when you go through something like that, now that changes your whole entire life, and you have to live without them, so just know things are going to change. And if you haven't seen it, you will very soon, because you're going through this huge transformation. But like I said, when you get to 10 of Swords, there's a new beginning, and there is that new beginning there. Okay, start putting your projects, your plans, your ideas into what it is that you want to do, what you want to create, what you want to put out there, because it's time. Okay, it's like they're giving you the green light. They're giving you the green light here. Answer the call. Start doing what you're needing to do, because you're going to be pushed forward regardless. Okay. You have the Nine of Pentacles here. The Nine of Pentacles is talking about, you trying to establish yourself, trying to create that strong foundation, but you're very independent. You yourself are very independent. You look at yourself, I know how to do this. I know how to save money. I know how to work. I know how to do things. But what you need to do is trust yourself in the decisions that you're making. They want you to live every day. Instead of just sitting there watching TV, you know what? Do something different. Go out there and do something different. Go out there, go dancing. Go, do what you need to do. Talk to people. Start a fundraiser. I don't know, whatever it is. Start doing that. Because that's what they want you to do. Because you accomplish what you want. You're accomplishing what you want. You have that independence. You're doing things for yourself. But you need to trust yourself also. Okay. Yes. Trust yourself and really take care of yourself. Work on yourself also. Like, really start using your mind. Start using your intuition on things. Okay. Is what they're saying. You have the Six of Cups here. And why is the six? Oh, one more card. Wow. Okay. So you start off with the Six of Cups, right? A lot of people have been in and out of your life. You're reminiscing about your childhood memories. You're thinking about the past, but you're also going through this healing. You're going through a lot of stuff, this big transformation, people that were ugly to you, things that are just going on in your life, but they're telling you, really get away from the past. Let everything go. Just start fresh and live in the moment. Stop holding on to things. Stop holding on to, he said, she said, that argument. Oh, well, I didn't see that. I didn't, stop doing that. Stop going, and pointing fingers. Stop that. Stop it. Who cares about things like that? We don't want to live our life always arguing with things, being disappointed, looking at people, seeing them, what they're doing, it doesn't matter. Let it go. Let the past go. Whatever you went through, let it go. All these endings that are coming in your life, let them go. Let them end and just be gone. Okay? Because you need to do that. I feel like there could be traveling for some of you guys also there. I feel like you also need to find your patience. And then you have the Magician card. And like I said, you do create the world around you. You know, you create what's going on and how you live your life. So if you're going to come home and you're just going to sit on the sofa, then that's what you're going to do. You know, that's what you're going to do. But, you know, you need to create your life, like live in the moment, you guys. Really be positive about things, you know, because things are going to start changing very fast. You think that they're not, but they are. You know, you're going to see one change from the other to the other, you know, so it's going to come in quick. But just know, think positive, okay? And I feel like you're trying to manifest a lot also. Like you're wishing for so much to come in. You have the King of Pentacles, and why is the King of Pentacles here? On my card. Wow. For some of you guys, you wish you could be moving. I feel like you're wanting to move. I feel like you're definitely moving forward. I feel like you need to just keep pushing forward, like not give up. You know, you're gonna reach that material success. You're gonna reach that victory. You're gonna reach that success that you want. You know, I know you want it all, Aries, but you just need to have patience for everything, okay? And not give up. Don't give up on anything that you really want. Don't give up, because you need to work on things. You need to put them out there. You need to do what you need to do. Find your strength in it, okay? Wow. You also have the Nine of Wands here. Okay, well that's it. But with the King of Pentacles here, with the King of Pentacles here, you know, you want that strong foundation and you want that material success to come in. You're also, but you know that you can do all this. You know, you yourself know that you can do all this. So just know that, okay? And definitely you are going to be moving forward. Just got to get out of your mind, because this right here is keeping you from a lot of things. And this is something that you really need to work on. Stop overthinking, just letting things go. You have the Four of Cups here. And oh, one more card. Wow, that's crazy. Oh, okay. So you have the Four of Cups here. And then guess what? You have the Four of Cups here. Two Four of Cups in the same position, in the two different tarot decks. Isn't that crazy? When something like this comes out, it's because they really want you to pay attention. Okay, really pay attention to things, you guys. I feel like you're very disconnected. I feel like you're not focused enough. I feel like there's going to be opportunities around you that you need to start paying attention. Okay, because you see these cards. You see this card, you know, she's holding on to these three cups, but she's not looking at the cup above her. You know, the one that's coming in with emotions, with happiness, with joy, you know. You really need to start paying attention, because you're very disconnected right now. Do what you need to do to get back into focusing. Also, this guy has a big, huge cup right there in front of him. Right there, but yeah, he's paying attention to the ones that are down there, like, so what? So what? I see a cup there. So what? You know, so what? There's opportunities in there, you know? So really pay attention, because that card came out twice, okay? And then they're telling you, if you pay attention, you know, you're going to start feeling better. You know, you're going through a healing, you're going through a transformation, things are changing for you. Start paying attention, okay? Start looking at things differently. Start doing what you need to do to focus. You have the Ace of Swords. And why is the Ace of Swords here and what you need to work on? Wow. All right, so you have the Page of Cups. The Page of Wands. And then the Five of Cups. And then you have the Ace of Cups, where you start off. You know, maybe there was some kind of truth that you had to find out. Maybe there was a truth that was there that you saw, and that, you know, it's like, wow, you know, because it's like you're seeing things very differently now. You're having a lot of clarity. You're seeing through people, you know, you're really looking at people now. You're not blind anymore, you know, and it's like, wow, I didn't expect that out of them. I didn't expect that out of you, you know. And I feel like maybe you spoke your truth, or you did something, and I feel like you have a regret. Because you still have this Five of Cups here. The Five of Cups is talking about, you know, feeling disappointed, feeling like, wow, I can't believe all this is happening, you know. Trust me, it happens, okay? Maybe you're just disappointed in general with everything that's going on, you know, and you really need to try to leave that. That's why I say, change your energy, go outside, do what you got to do to start focusing, to start doing the things that you need to do, because there are opportunities. And then you have the Page of Wands, and the Page of Wands is talking about, there are changes coming in. There's a lot of changes coming in. Believe in yourself, maybe start something new, maybe just, be open for anything, explore different things is what they're asking you. They're asking you to take a chance on different things, be curious about something different, because if you start doing that, it'll change everything. So you need to start doing that. You have the Ten of Swords here for the outcome. And why is the Ten of Swords here for Aries? One more card. Wow. Okay. Get the King of Pentacles again. So really try to leave this behind, okay? This is the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords is saying that there is an ending to something that has come into your life, that was in your life, that you continuously were having problems with, okay? Whatever it is, it's going to come to an end. So just know that. And stop being in your mind all the time, okay? Because you don't need to be. Go within, meditate, pray to God, to ask him to help you release it and to let it go, or to whoever you pray, okay? Really keep him in your heart, because he will help you every step of the way. And I don't say that to everybody, but to you guys, you need it, because there is change here. There's a lot of good things. You're going through a lot, but you're going to get past all this. Then you have the King of Pentacles. You're going to, if you go within, clear your mind, feel focused, start doing everything that you need to, there's success here. You know what you need to do. You're gonna create that strong foundation. You're gonna know how to make wise decisions also. Okay, so just know that. Wow, this is nice. All right, so Aries, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. God bless.